Okay, this is Learning Romanian Day 2, and today we're going to start the first 10 words. So for today, we have number 1, dai, which means to give. Number 2, ochi, which is eyes. If I could draw this closer together. Hold the phone. Okay. 3, bakshish, which is a bribe. I also like saying that word bakshish. I like it. Regina, which is queen. 5, ajung, which is arrive. 6 is scris, which is to write. Wow, we're going slanted. This is going to be which is have or to have. 8. Existe. This one's easy. It just means exists. 9. Roata, wheel. And then 10 is going to be toți, everyone. Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So dai, the way you pronounce this is literally just like dyes that you use on like clothing and whatnot. Ochi, the what's it called? I guess the accent is going to be the stronger part that you pronounce is going to be towards the beginning. I don't know how you say that in how about that in language learning vocabulary, but ochi is this, the first part is the most prominent part. And then if you remember, the C and the H make a k sound when there's an E or an I afterwards. So in Romanian, specifically this word right here, and then this word right here, it's important to understand the difference. When you have a word with an I at the end, you aren't really pronouncing the I. Your mouth goes into like a smile shape, and just you saying toți while you end saying that word with your mouth in a smile shape makes that very faint I sound. But when there's 2 I's at the end, then you pronounce the I's with more strength. So it's going to be ochi instead of ochi. And ochi is also eyes. It's just in a different tense, I guess. So ochi, that's eyes right there. And then since this doesn't have 2 eyes, it's just going to be toți. So you're not physically pronouncing it on purpose, but your mouth ends in a smile. So it kind of ends up slightly sounding like you're pronouncing it. This is probably one of the more tricky issues with the Romanian language, is this specifically words ending in I. So it's important we get this out of the way right now. That way we get a good handle on it and have a lot of time to practice. And it's very common in a lot of words. So ochi, toți. You're not pronouncing the I. Your mouth just ends saying that word in a smile shape. You just try it and you'll see what I'm talking about, but you're not actually pronouncing the I. Here you are pronouncing the I. So oki, and then it's basically like okay, but you know, just oki, oki. And then another thing that I want to say real quick, since we're starting with the words, in English, the vowels are a problem, and the vowels make English sound very you know what I mean? Like one letter will have several sounds to it. That's what vowels are. They have like a change in sound as you pronounce them. In Romanian, it's either it's a solid sound. There is no change in the sound. So it's O, not O. You know what I mean? It's A, not A. So A is basically like in Romanian if you were to spell it, because you're making two sounds. You're making an A and a E. A, you know what I mean? That's how vowels work in English. That does not, we're not doing that in Romanian. Every single sound that you make has its own letter. So when there's an O, it's oki, k, e, oki, oki, okay? There's no O key. We don't do that O situation, that vowel sounding O's. These are very sharp, sturdy, precise. It's very tra, pra, pa, pa. You know what I mean? Very exact. Except for the honorable mention of yoy, my favorite. This is gonna sound like a vowel, but it is 3 letters. This is what I'm talking about. Every sound has to have its letter. This is my favorite, yoy. Yoy for life. So then we have bakshish. Bakshish. Bak is like the composer, Bach, but you pronounce that C very strong. And then shish, literally, we say this sound in English all the time. Shish. Bakshish. So that should be very easy. And then Regina. This is, you're going to have to roll the R's. Regina. Regina is queen. I think this is pretty simple as well. Again, no vowel sounding sounds, very exact. Regina. You say that, you're good. Ajung. The U is pronounced U in Romanian. We went over this in the alphabet. The J makes the Z sound, so it's just ajung, arrive. Very easy. Scris. Again, precise, really simple. Roll the R's, practice the R rolling. I know it's not easy, but scris is to write. Am is to have. This is very easy. It's not am, it's am. And then, what's it called? Exista. This is our sound right here. Our little bowl. Exista. The sound that you do when you say this in English. So exista means exists. And then roata, R-O-A-T-A. You can literally just pronounce every word individually when you read it in Romanian, and it'll show you how to say the word. Roata, wheel. Okay? And then toți. Just end your mouth in a smile. I know this is going to be the more difficult one to grasp, but the T with the mark underneath makes that sound, tots, and then that again, that O, you don't want to say tots, you know what I mean? Like it's a very solid O sound, not not whatever, very sharp, very strong, tots. Okay, and that is everyone. So that is Day 2, the first 10 words we're learning in Romanian. Start using them in sentences. Just say, hey, my friend, can I give you a little bakshish if you give me a little help with this, you know? Call some of your friends, or like somebody Regina, you know, it means queen, or say, I will scris something today, you know? Just start using these words and sentences. And practice until you get a really good handle on them and you remember what each ones mean. And then we'll start the next 10 tomorrow.